We'll know once I start running my mouth. Let me know when they go live, then I'll go. Welcome to Rowdy Rants. I'm Rowdy. Here again. And of course we're talking about the U.S. Supreme Court, Roe v. Wade, and waggling tongues, I reckon. Of course, what we're talking about is Roe v. Wade possibly having been overturned. We don't know if this is going to come to fruition because the draft that was released or leaked, whatever you want to call it, is a draft from February as far as what I have been able to read about. Of course, all this is just opinion on my part that I've been able to gather from little tidbits here and there. So the situation is just, absolutely bananas, of course. And if you ask me, it's a constructive leak. Now, that's just pure opinion on my part, but the Democrats need to win real bad. But I think that this is a bridge too far. Now, of course, there's plenty of reasons the Republicans could have done a leak. Who knows? It could have been a justice, him or herself. We just don't know. I'm sure we'll eventually find out, or at least we'll find out what they want us to know. Now, when you look into what it's saying, is what this does is it overturns Roe v. Wade. It does not make abortion illegal in law. Okay? The issue goes back to the states. And the states themselves determine what they want for abortion. There are many states, I'm sure, that have very liberal laws for abortion. And of course, there are some states that have less than liberal laws. In a way of speaking, what's happening is by overturning Roe v. Wade, the U.S. Supreme Court is returning power to the people. The people of each individual state will have greater control over the issues of abortion in their state. Of course, now, what this does, as far as the Democrats are concerned, is, it's horrible, it's terrible, we're determining what women can do with their own bodies, yeah, right, No, we're not. The issue is going back to the states where the voters decide. Okay. Roe v. Wade was never in the U.S. Constitution. Roe v. Wade was a court decision that enabled abortion. It's never been codified. It hasn't. Not in the federal courts. The federal courts determined that the right existed of privacy between a patient and her doctor. And from that, it enabled abortion on demand. Within certain limits, of course, I'm sure. What the U.S. Supreme Court is actually also saying in the draft that was provided is that this is something that needs to be determined by Congress. And I happen to agree. Congress creates law. The court should not be in the business of creating law. And they shouldn't be creating law by interpretation. If it's not clear-cut, then it needs to go to the states for determination within these states, or it needs to be codified as federal law. And I'm sorry, I believe that the federal government's done quite enough for us, and they need to stay out of it. Because pretty much it seems like anything that the federal government touches turns to shit. This included. My opinion, yours might vary. Now, further into this, we don't even know if the decision that they release will match the decision that was leaked. We don't know if they have decided to kick the can down the road, and now with this leak, it's caused major problems. In addition, on an issue like this, you now have, this is a federal crime. Leaking something like this from the U.S. Supreme Court. This is a federal crime. So now you have a crime that has to be investigated. Don't forget the legal ramifications and political issues where somebody could leak this in order to create the problems that we're seeing now. This takes the eyes off of the economy for a lot of people. There are a ton of single issue voters. They could care less about anything except for their one single issue. And one of the things I've always remembered about the Democrats was after seeing George Stephanopoulos say, never let a good crisis go to waste. Am I saying that the Democrats created this crisis on purpose? I really don't know. I'm just saying that it is a viable means to draw attention away from other things, to make the midterms about something else, or to pull back on voters that are starting to wander. Because with the midterms, the Democrats need a strong win. Republicans do too, but I just can't see of the benefit of releasing a leaked draft for the Republicans, giving them a win when they don't know what the final opinion is. Now, we're looking right now, this is May. February to May, that's quite a long time. We don't know what the final decision was going to be. Is it an exact outtake from what we've seen was leaked, or has it been modified? Have they created conditions? We don't know. We just don't know. And anyone running around saying, oh my God, this is, taking control of a woman's body. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's sending the issue back to the states and empowering the voters within the state to make that decision. Elect the politician that supports the view that you have. This empowers the people. Now, I'll tell you what you're seeing in a lot of instances is you're seeing politicians that know they can't win on this issue at the ballot box. Not the way they want to. They want to appear to be powerful and in control, but they know they don't have the numbers. When it comes right to it, though, even in the highly conservative states, they're not going to outlaw abortion outright. It's not going to happen. It won't. They may limit abortion, but the idea of making it illegal is ridiculous. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cross-pollination going from state line to state line with people looking for places to get an abortion in another state. And you can say that's inconvenient all you want, but the bottom line is the people are the ones in that state that have the most interest in how that law works there, and it should be a reflection of the voter's choice, not some politicians gerrymandering or backroom deals. Power needs to go back to the people. And this is something that does that. It needs to stay there. You see, the Democrats are already running their mouth about, oh, we need to get rid of the filibuster and pack the Supreme Court. Okay, the ones that are actually serious about it are stupid. Because what the Democrats can do, the Republicans can do. Sure, go ahead. Put 6 more justices in the Supreme Court for 15. Brilliant. Great idea. Then the Republicans make it into office, midterms, and they put in another 10 justices. Now you've got 25. It'll keep going until the U.S. Supreme Court can't decide anything, because it becomes such an unwieldy machine. They're going to change it from a functional court to a place where nothing ever gets completed, if that happens. So no, I don't think they will actually pack the Supreme Court. What I think is going to happen is they're going to run their mouth about it a lot to show that they're trying. We're trying. We're in charge. We're trying. We just cause this person and this person and this person. And don't think there aren't backroom deals there where they're saying, okay, look, you got to lock down and you got to lock down and you got to lock down on this and not go along with us on it, so that we don't have enough votes. Because if we actually pack the courts, then they're going to pack the courts. Okay, see, this is exactly how this whole filibuster mess, you've probably seen them talk about the nuclear option. And that is what happened. The Democrats actually did it first, in order to put a ton of liberal judges in the courts by instituting what they called the nuclear option. They love to talk about it because they're the ones that started it. Okay? The Republicans, when they put in the justices of the U.S. Supreme Court, only did what the Democrats had already done. That's right. It had already been done. The Republicans were just using the same choices. And it's going to happen again if they decide to do away with the filibuster. And you got these knuckleheads that are so out of touch that they don't understand what it's like to be on the streets, like Bernie Sanders screaming about getting rid of the filibuster and packing the courts, that they have no concept of what they're doing is they're going to make a branch of our government entirely non-functional. And the main thing I can say is it's too bad that the U.S. Supreme Court can't say no to packing. It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. And it's just like, I keep talking about sending this back to the people so it can be decided in the states. The same issue we're facing in Twitter with its purchase by Elon Musk. And suddenly we have a disinformation governance board in Homeland Security with some that sings dirty songs on Twitter. I don't know, I can't remember the female's name. I think her last name's Jankowicz. Really? Once again, this is the Democrats. Elon Musk is a person. He's a people. And he's taking Twitter private. And what he's talking about is opening Twitter up to more free speech, as long as it's legal. He said that himself. That's not good enough. No, the Democrats, we have to have control. So they want to pull Elon Musk in front of them and grill him, and they want a disinformation governance board which, yeah, that's really going to fly. Let that hit midterms. I don't know what's going to go first, defunding or just flat out disillusion. I hope the lady doesn't get too comfortable in her office, because if they put together a disinformation governance board, this is going to ring 1984 so loud and clear. The Democrats are going to just lose under a tsunami. That's it. That's all I got to say. I don't want to drag it out. I'm sure you got other things to do. All of us, I'm sure, are busy. My name's Rowdy. These are my rants. You have a nice day.